Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Siege StarCraft doing another broadcast for Force Strategy Gaming. This is going to be part 1 in a best of 3 series between our yellow Protoss player, Axslav from Team Evil Geniuses, and the other player has already announced his name. It is CatZ. That is, of course, CatZ from Root Gaming. I've featured CatZ on my own channel fairly recently. Axslav I've not featured before though. A little bit of background information on Axslav in case you didn't know who this guy is and what he's about. Axslav is obviously on the team Evil Geniuses. That is the same team that has players like In Control, Machine, and not to forget obviously Hydra is on that team as well. He is currently 5th in his Masters League. Above him are players like Lalush, Minigun from Root Gaming is there, Vader from M&M is there, who I featured recently in a match against Hydra. He's currently sat at 1,111 wins, so all the ones for Axslav at the moment. Like I said, this is a best of 3. First map is Metalopolis, and the other 2 games will be featured on my own channel. So if you like this game, which will be on obviously Force Strategy Gaming, and because the lovely guys there at Force have allowed me to host some of my stuff on their channel, then you'll be able to head over to my own channel, which you can find at www.youtube.com/Siege StarCraft. And you'll be able to find games 2 and possibly even game 3. We'll see if there's if this series does go to the full 3. Now we should be seeing a fast expand coming out from our Zerg player. CatZ should be going down any time like now. There's a probe on the way to try and block it. There it goes. There's the expansion down. So probe a little bit late, but he does see the expansion, and we did get the gateway going down towards the ramp for Axslav. Has been spotted. There is a drone in the base of our Evil Geniuses Protoss player. We should be seeing fairly soon the Silent Hits core going down here. Another pylon will be going down, I imagine, near this one at the ramp, just to stop any sort of early-ish aggression. Get that? Oh no, perhaps not. Well, I suppose he's already seen his opponent is going with the fast expand build, so he knows that there's not been much coming out by way of units. We did see the spawning pool go there. There goes the gas as well, just after the spawning pool, so it was 17 gas. We might be seeing speedlings coming out. Maybe seeing Roach play. I mean, there's a very good ZVP tactic using 3 Roaches and a lot of Speedlings. Now, normally you would do it off of just 1 base. It's by no means an all-in, but it's quite easy to do off of just 1 base. It looks like Axslav will be looking to expand himself as well quite quickly. Pulling the low ground there, you'd normally see a Forge or another gateway go down there, and maybe a cannon or 2 as well if we do get that Forge up. But yeah, this 3 Roach Speedling rush does allow you to get your Roaches to deal with things like the Zealot that would normally be blocking just there, and there was that Forge going down. So if there's a Zealot here, or there's even just a complete wall off with a pylon perhaps, your Roaches near the low ground can take that out, where your Speedlings give you a bit of sight, and as soon as that's in, your Speedlings just get straight in to the Protoss base and do a lot of economic damage. So we have now Forge is still being done. We do have a Sentry on the way. Now the 1 gate Forge expand build by Protoss is actually quite strong. You will generally find that you need a few sentries and a little bit of in-game lag here for some strange reason. You will generally find that you need a few more sentries than you would do otherwise. A little bit of scouting probe at the back. It's going to get taken out by these couple of Zerglings. But by getting those extra sentries, it means that you can't get surrounded too much by Zerglings. What is that? That's an interesting wall. That looks like a very solid wall around the front here. No, there is a gap where that Zealot is. That's not normally the way this build is played. A couple of lings, not Speedling. Speed is literally just being researched. And we have an in-base hatchery going down. What? I'm not going blind. It does say on my production tab there's a hatchery being built. Ah, he's stealing the gold. He's trying to get in here. So this is probably an unknown. It is, yeah. Axslav does not know about that yet. So he could have a huge economic boost here by CatZ. Anyway, like I was saying, this wall in like this is not normally the way this build goes. You normally take your wall off along the top here, going round rather than across the front of your ramp. Now it will mean that Speedlings, whatever, cannot easily funnel in there. from either side. And there's a pylon down here. Might be seeing something else along sort of this area to try and block everything off from coming around in that way. But we'll have to see. And oh no, the gold hatchery has been found by the Zealot of Axslav. So he knows about this. He's going to be able to prepare himself for it. We do have layer tech going up now in the main for CatZ. This one Zealot is not going to be able to take this hatchery down. Certainly not when you see there's a load of lings and even the drones as well. The drones, that means drones can take out the Zealot. Here comes that first ling, and the Zealot immediately switching to punch that ling to death. And we have a couple more gateways being thrown down for Axslav there in his main. It's going at Stargate. So currently 4-gate Stargate. There was the death of that Zealot. And here come the rest of these lings. Now, speed has been finished, so they will be extremely fast. And let's look at the income tab at the moment. We're currently on 34 harvesters to 30, and look at the difference in income on minerals alone. There's a good 400 differential there just because of that gold expansion. You see there's a lot of drones up here. If we look down at the main, about the same number. Looking at the natural, quite a few less. It looks a little bit deserted comparatively. And here's a load of sentries. Like I said, you wouldn't get a lot of sentries with this build. Have a Void Ray coming out. Our Baneless is almost finished, and our Hydralist Den, let's call it Hydralist Warrant Den, is on the way. So we will be getting Hydras to come out and help against this. Now, it's a good idea for them to get Hydras, and oh, there's quite a few Banelings being morphed in there. Good idea to get the Void Rays. Ooh, going to be able to get a few of those lings. 3 force fields down for no real benefit, but these Banelings are still going to be coming from behind. Now, if Axslav isn't careful with this, then his army is going to get caught. Oh god, don't let it get caught up there. Where are the Banelings going? The Banelings are coming around the top here. You can see those there. There's a large force of lings here now. With the sentries force fields, he is going to be able to cut a lot of this army up in half. He's going to need to use it very soon though. Ooh, Banelings did a good bit of damage against these Zealots. Zealots do have a large health pool, so generally lovely force fields. Really, really good force fields there. This hatchery should fall. More force fields going down, still blocking those Banelings out, and there goes the hatchery. So a nice attack there by Axslav. Let's look at the army size. We are on 68 to 60, so Axslav slightly behind, and again fantastic force fields going down. And this is the benefit of having all these sentries right from the get-go. They get a load of energy, and they can see off any kind of aggression like this. You notice from the force field, it completely stops the surround. Looking at the units lost tab now, Axslav is well ahead. He's lost about half of the units that CatZ has gone. Axslav is looking in a fairly strong position here now. He's on 2 base versus 2 base. The income is actually just in favour of Axslav, but that's only because he's lost a lot of mining time with these drones here. As soon as those drones get back, you should see it even out pretty even. More reinforcements coming in now from Axslav. You can see we've got coming across here a couple more sentries. They're going to do a fair bit to this force here, but he's got to watch that Void Ray. He doesn't want to get too close. Nice little bit of a micro pullback there. These sentries will evaporate in the face of these Hydras, so if he's not careful. And he's now going after these Overlords. Let's look at the resources. We are nowhere near supply cap from CatZ, which is just as well, really. More Hydras in production, a load more lings in production as well, and more Void Rays coming out for Axslav. He's going to have to be careful with these, so he doesn't want to lose them at all to these Hydras. Oh, looking good. Axslav is now in the lead. I mean, well, he's got his opponent where he wants it now. There's more reinforcements coming out from the back. There was some lava there that have been turned into Zerglings. Now getting a robotics facility coming out as well now for e.g. Axslav. So we should be seeing, I would imagine, at least an observer coming out. Probably going to be switching over to Colossus. His opponent's got quite a lot of Hydras, and Colossi just melt Hydras. Hydras are very, very good at dealing damage, not very good at taking damage. If we can get a lot of roaches coming out for our Zerg Rare Cats, then CatZ will be in a much better position to take on a Hydralist ball. But Hydras plus Void Rays is, well, I mean, for those of you that keep up with what's going on in the StarCraft 2 community, you will all know about a show called Imbalance. Was it Imbalanced? I think it's Imbalanced. Hosted by Artosis and e.g. Hydra. They did an entire show devoted to just the Colossus, and then they did another one 2 weeks later devoted to just Colossus plus Void Ray. And there is that robotics bay going down. You can see There we go, just behind the mineral line in the main of Axslav. Colossus plus Void Ray is a very, very strong tactic. I mean, currently we have 4 Void Rays out. When we get a couple of Colossus in, we only need like 2 or 3 Colossi. It means that the Void Rays, which are very good against armoured, not been upgraded yet, but do see more damage against armoured, they can charge up on the roaches and just rip through the roaches very, very quickly. The Stalkers, again, do more damage versus armoured. They'll be able to tear through the roaches quite considerably. And the Colossi just hammer through any Hydralisks that your opponent has got. They just disappear in a great big hail of laser fire. And it's an extremely potent combination. You have Baneling's speed on the way. Now, Banelings versus Protoss. Excuse me. Not the greatest unit in the Zerg's arsenal to take on Protoss. However, with enough Banelings, you can do significant damage. Certainly, Colossi can't really take too much of the damage that put forward by a Baneling. And each one doing 20 damage each. Colossi has only got, I think, 350 hit points. So you throw a few Banelings in the front, and your Hydralisks then have a much easier time cleaning that up. You can see our Protoss player, Axslav, is massing up his forces down here, and getting a chain of proxy pylons across the map. A little bit of a scouting Ling. Well, it was going to be scouting Ling forces, a scouting Ling. Okay, Axslav did try and pull back as much as possible to try and deny any sort of information on what's going on there. But there is quite a lot of Hydras. Look at the army sizes again. We are, 103 to 121. So Axslav is well ahead. Now these Hydras coming in, going to be taking out some of these, but here comes that Colossus, and you can see the range has not yet been upgraded for our Colossus player. Oh, we're not even getting the Colossus range either at the moment. We're sticking with the low range of 4 rather than upgrading it right to 9. And a load of cannons being put down here now. So Axslav trying to establish like a beachhead almost here. You can see there are going to be 5 cannons put down. More pylons going down as well. It's going to make it very, very difficult for CatZ to assault up into there. Certainly with the Banelings, then the cannons might be able to take out a few of them before they get in. Just really soften them up. I'm quite surprised though he's not getting this key upgrade, this extended thermal lance. I suppose on 2 bases trying to pump out Colossi as well. It's very, very difficult. There go the force fields down, and the force fields not going to be as good as they would normally be because the Colossus range isn't up there, and we got a little bit of a sneak by these Zerglings, but they are just sat there and not really doing anything at all. We do have a 3rd base going up now though for Axslav, so that's going to really kick his income and his economy into overdrive. Should allow him to get the additional range on the Colossus. Now, bear in mind, just have a quick drink. My voice is going very croaky. Oh, that's better. Oh god, I missed part of that attack. Sorry while I was drinking. But here is a huge, huge push now. Look at all those Banelings running in down the front. The Stalkers are in the way there. Stalkers do count as armoured, so they take a lot less damage than anything else that the Banelings could be hitting into. This Colossus down here may be falling, and no, there's a GG from CatZ. So that was the end of Game 1. Now, like I said, this game will be on 4 Strategy Gaming. If you want to see the rest of the series, and it could be 2 matches, it could be 3. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Head on over to www.youtube.com/Siege StarCraft. That is my own channel. We're able to watch the rest of the series. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope the sound and the video quality was much better than something you guys are used to from myself. But anyway, that is the end of Game 1. Head over to watch Games 2 and maybe Game 3 as well. We'll see how far this series goes. But for now, this is Siege, signing off.